have we got in here? We've got Willow. And who have we got in here? We've got, oh, I can't see you for your bottom of your face. We've got Rihanna and we've got Willow. On top
I need to breathe.
Yeah, on top of your heads, you've got something that's like a helmet.
Yeah.
The helmet is for what? Motorbike riding?
Yeah.
Yeah, the only
To
reason...
keep your head safe.
Yeah, the only reason that I'm going to get you to look at these helmets this afternoon is that we're wanting to talk about wearing a helmet. We're wanting to talk about when you wear a helmet if you go up into space. Okay, why do you think you'd need a helmet on when you go up into space?
Because you can't breathe in space.
Can you breathe with that helmet on?
Yeah.
You can?
I need a little bit. That's why I need to keep opening this so I can get some air.
Oh, okay. So I think it's time we took these helmets off, hey?
Yeah.
Alrighty, do that. Wearing a helmet on a bike means that you're protecting your head. And it's really hard if you're a passenger and you're trying to talk to somebody at the same time when that person's actually riding the bike. You can't communicate with one another unless you've got a little radio mic that goes through from person to person. We need sound waves in order to communicate when we don't have helmets on. If I'm going to be talking to you and you're going to be talking to me, we need a thing called sound waves, or our atmosphere, for those sound waves to go from one person to another. When you're up in space, that doesn't happen. What happens is that they need radio waves in order to communicate from one person to the other. Being an astronaut means that you've got to wear a helmet because there's no oxygen to breathe either. The most important thing I want you to remember today is that in order for you to communicate with God, you don't need radio waves and you don't need sound waves. And I want to talk to the children just a little bit more, see what Rihanna and Willow have to say about that. Stay tuned. Well, I've caught up with Rihanna and Willow, and I found them swimming in the pool. It's been such a hot day. So took the helmets off and just ran and cooled off. Does it feel heaps better now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. I'd like to jump in the pool and have a swim myself. Maybe I will. I've just mentioned that when we're talking to God, we don't need helmets on, we don't need sound waves, we don't need radio waves. We just need to think a thought. So, Anna, I want you to think a thought and see if Willow can guess what your thought is. Okay, what do you think it might be, Anna? Willow?
The pool is not too cold.
Was she correct?
No.
What were you thinking?
What I was going to do at home.
What you're going to do at home. Okay, so do you want to tell us what you were going to do at home?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Think.
Okay, Willow, your turn. You think a thought, and Anna, you see if you can figure out what her thought is.
How many Easter eggs she's going to eat? No, nothing like that. I was thinking how many green things there were in the world.
Is that right?
Like
oh my goodness.
Fruit and vegetables, trees, grass, things.
Were you really thinking
Anything
stuff like that?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I thought you would be thinking of something that you might be wanting to eat. Well, do you know, girls, that God doesn't need us to be talking out loud. He just needs us to think. So, right, I want you to think a thought. Think a thought that you know that you'd like to be talking to God about. And I'll see if I can guess what it is.
No, I think it's
Do you know, I can't think and read your mind. I'd love to be able to, but God can. He can actually know exactly what you're thinking. So I hope, whether it's good or whether it's bad, whether it's happy or whether it's sad, you can think thoughts and God can know exactly where you're at and what you're doing. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can be thinking thoughts, and likewise you can also be thinking and hearing God's voice. So just for let's say for 30 seconds, so we might go 10 seconds 10 seconds right now. I want you to think and say, God, what are you saying to me right now? Off you go. Righto, there's time up. So what do you think God might be saying to you? What do you reckon, Willow?
I think he's saying that he's glad that we have houses to live in.
Oh, wow.
Some other people they're just unlucky, and they, like homeless people, they don't have houses. And
So-
we saw some people this afternoon, and we thought they were homeless because they only had a tent and a few clothes and stuff with them.
That's true.
And they were just set up, lying
Yeah.
down in the tent, and we were wondering whether they were homeless or
Yeah.
just trying to
Well, I
camp
think
somewhere.
I think they were. So what God might be saying to you is just be thankful for what you got. You don't have to think the same thing. What do you think God might be saying to you, Anna? That's great, Willow. Thank you.
When He would take me up to heaven.
Oh, okay. Do you know what? Within the next few weeks, we're going to do just that. We're going to spend some time, and we are going to experience
I must be thinking ahead.
You must be thinking ahead. Now, just as we close, I want to encourage you and anyone that's listening to find a spot, to find a place in your room, in your house. It could be under the shower, it could be sitting on the toilet, it could be walking down the road while you're waiting for the bus, sitting on the bus. When you're at school, just take a special place where you can stop and say, God, I'm listening right now. I'm listening right now. So I'm going to ask you next time we talk on a video where your special spot is. And guys, if you're listening, how about you send me an email and tell me where your special spot is, where you and God...
And what God has been saying to you.
Now that sounds pretty amazing.
Because we want to find out
what God's saying.
What God's saying.
Absolutely.
And
All
we
right.
can help you if you need some help.
Yep, absolutely true. That's great. Well, girls, I think it's just about time for us to say bye-bye and
Bye.
see you later. This has been Awesome God, and we are part of a
Team here to change the world.
Yes, we are, to change the world one person at a time. Okay, you have the best week.
Ah.